What up, Bulls Nation? We've got a live CHGO Bulls podcast coming up for y'all right around the corner. On today's show, bad injury news for the Bulls over the weekend and more bad injury news after today's practice. Coby White, Zach Collins, eek. What does it mean? We'll talk about it. Plus, the NBA officially tips off its 25-26 regular season tomorrow night with the nationally televised doubleheader, which means today we're making our picks for who comes out of the East, who comes out of the West, who's winning it all, plus regular season awards for MVP and more. Next. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome in to the CHGO Bulls podcast, or the CHGO Scat podcast. We'll find out. Coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. Big Dave, Bow, BAWL Sports.
That's
Will, the Go Gottlieb. Perfectly coiffed, Will_Gottlieb. And our guy, Joey C. on the controls. What up, Joey?
Skibbity-bop-beep-bop-bop. Back to you.
Hey, skibbity-beep-bop-boo to you, sir.
CHGO Bulls is presented by Michelob Ultra and Bet365. The delicious taste of victory deserves something equally superior. Cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra and download the Bet365 app. Use promo code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Welcome in, Bulls Nation. Thanks for being here. If you're hanging out in that YouTube chat, hit the like button right now and make sure you are also subscribed to that CHGO Sports YouTube channel. 90. Whoa, we're already at 91K? Look at that. I just looked down. Let's
Can't
go.
be stopped. Can't be stopped. Won't be
91K
stopped.
climbing. I love it.
go.
Hope everybody enjoyed their weekend. No Bulls action over the weekend. Their preseason concluded last Thursday night. Regular season debut game at home against the Pistons this coming Wednesday. We are going to make some season predictions on the back end of today's show, but we have to start with the breaking news and then more breaking news that the Bulls issued us via some press releases over the weekend and then another one late this morning. Let's start with the one from this morning because it has, I think, the biggest impact on this team and its goals for this season. The Bulls issued a press release late in the AM hours today saying Coby White has resumed on-court basketball activities and continues to make progress in his ramp-up phase for a right calf strain. That sounds great. Then comes the next sentence. White will be reevaluated in 2 weeks. Further updates will be provided as appropriate. So, gentlemen, we have been talking throughout the training camp week of practices that Coby sat out because of the calf strain, throughout their preseason action that Coby also sat out because of this calf strain. And it seemed like the message from the team was we're all pretty optimistic that we're just going to bring him along slowly, use these few weeks to do so, and get him ready for opening night. Mm-hmm. And today, the other shoe drops. Mm-hmm. Just kidding. Coby's not ready. He will miss the opener on Wednesday and will be out and for 2 weeks at least, reevaluated in 2 weeks, which means, I believe, you had this on Twitter earlier today, the first 6 games on the Bulls regular season slate, they will play sans Coby White.
First 6 games without him, and frankly, reevaluated in 2 weeks with a soft tissue injury is never. He's going to be back in 2 weeks. Basically, we talked to Billy after practice today, and I do believe that there was genuine optimism for him to be back. But just even zooming out further than that, at media day they told us he was going to be out and hopefully play the last couple of games of preseason. Then training camp started, preseason started. We're going to try to get him back out for the final game. You get up to the Nuggets game, the second to last game, and then it starts to come out that, no, he's really not going to be ready for the final game against the Timberwolves because there's not going to be enough time between when they go out there and the 5th preseason game against the Wolves to ramp him up, get him fully conditioned. And, to be fair, that makes sense, right? He had been out for a month and a half at that point, probably even more than that, probably closer to 2 months, depending on when exactly that injury took place down in training camp in Miami. But it's going to take longer than 5 days from the end of the preseason to the start of the regular season to get a dude who's been sitting, and he's been working out, he's been on the bike, he's been doing all this stuff, but that's not the same as playing NBA basketball. So I think it's going to take some time. It was always going to take some time. But to me, like, it is, I feel like I always try to relay the same level of concern that I hear in Billy Donovan's voice or in the Bulls' voice when they tell us this stuff. And it doesn't seem like they're overly concerned. They don't seem to be saying that this is like a big deal, but like, I don't know if I agree with that. Like the fact that he's been out for now 2 months, like I do think that they should be cautious with him. And I think that's what they're being. But to me, like the fact that he went through practice on Saturday, felt some tightness. Now he's going to have to like cool back off on this to make sure that this doesn't become worse. Like that's concerning to me.
Yeah, I'm glad you went first on this one because I needed some level-headed stuff. I was ready to come in here and yell.
Yell, Dave. Yell.
I'm not saying it's not off the table. I'm just saying that just cooled me out for a second. Just for a second. I don't know where to start with what I hate more about this. When we did the show Friday, Goat, Matt, it's kind of what I was, and I voiced my concern.
Yeah, you did, and I tried to talk you down.
Yeah, my concern of him not, being out there Friday because it just didn't sound right. And I'm saying, it's not for me, it's not conspiracy. It's not tin foil hat thing. It's just when you're looking at the league and how they do things on opening night, you know who's playing. Mm-hmm. Unless, of course, there's some special, instances, maybe a LeBron or a Steph or a name like that. But a guy like Coby White, okay, who's going to be playing? Unless it's the playoffs and you're playing gamesmanship. There's no gamesmanship when it comes to opening night. You know who's going to be out there. You know who's going to be playing. The fact that wasn't announced was concerning to me, supremely concerning. The fact that they were like, that last preseason game he's going to be playing, and we didn't see him out there, that's when I really kind of got concerned about this. And then hearing Billy Donovan, Matt, you and I talked about this, saying that only thing he's got to do is have contact. He ain't. It's about a few days to go in the season. What are we talking about right now?
We're talking about contact?
Talking about contact now? Few days out? Concerning. So when I got this news, I yelled, and I think I threw something in my house, if I'm not mistaken. But I was upset because when I read this press release, this is the other thing that I hated, how this was worded. I hated how this was worded because reading it, I for real didn't take in, oh my God, he's out for 2 weeks.
And also, why would they issue a press release though, Dave, of saying, great news, everyone,
right.
Kobe's making great progress?
Because that was my thing. That was it for me, Joe.
My favorite part.
Wait a minute. Because I saw that, and I was like, oh, okay, great. Kobe's up. Yeah, he's great. Okay, you'll reevaluate in 2 weeks. I was like, but that sounds like he's going to be out for 2 weeks. But you just told me in the first sentence that he's doing great. Yeah. So I guess that just means they'll look in on him in 2 weeks. I didn't take that he was out for 2 weeks until I saw the tweet from CHGO Bulls saying, oh, my God, he's out for 2 weeks. And I said, oh, my God, what? And I read it again. Like, how the wording of this truly upset me, man.
It was really exciting. It was one of those things, too, where I also laughed at it, where it was like, we are really excited to have Christmas this year. Having said that, we will reevaluate whether we have Christmas this year in 2 weeks. Come back to us. Come back to us.
That's what it was, man. It was worded and jumbled and put together in such a way that I was for real confused because I for real saw reevaluation and didn't even make the connection that he was going to be out because of what I read in the first one. I just felt, they're going to be playing him, a few minutes, and they'll check in on him in 2 weeks to make sure everything is all right like that. But my God, it was upsetting. That truly upset me when I read that. But yes, now my concern level is even higher. Now it's even higher now knowing he's going to be reevaluated in 2 weeks for everything you just said, Go. This is a soft tissue injury. You don't just reevaluate in 2 weeks and say, all right, you good, go back out there. It's not how it works. He could possibly be out for longer than that. I hope not, but possibly. But it's concerning, and I'm right to be concerned about this, man. I was right to be concerned last weekend. I'm even more concerned now. And I'm not somebody who's like that. Y'all know me. But, man, I know how to read. You know what I mean? I know how to see things, man. And I saw it, and I read it, and that's what it is. And damn this press release and whoever wrote this, all right? This is trash.
Bulls PR people wrote it, of course.
I hate it.
Let's put a positive spin on this
no, I shouldn't say that because I actually like
terrible
everybody in the
news.
Bulls PR.
And, look,
I like y'all.
We did talk about it, I think, on our Thursday night postgame show, and like, should we be concerned? Like, I sat out with the thumb. We saw him with the Braves, and it was like that. And Kobe's not playing even in the preseason finale. It was like, none of these are serious. It's all this. We're overly cautious with all these players, with all these various injuries.
Yeah.
And I had some diatribe on here Thursday night saying, like, look, dude, I'm a Bulls fan. I know that I got to wait for the other shoe to drop. And shout out to the Podfather, our pal Douglas, because he quote tweeted the Bulls' version of their press release that they put up on their official team Twitter earlier today, saying, "Is there any team worse at managing injury expectations than the Chicago Bulls? Every Bulls fan now just tacks on a month to any timeline given by the organization and assumes it is twice as bad as stated." And that might be a slight exaggeration from our pal Doug.
Yeah.
But I honestly, like, I read that, I was like, 100% agree. That's why I was sitting here Thursday night after all those guys sat out thinking, this could be trouble. Like, because as a Bulls fan, I've been, Pavlov's dog, clinically trained when I get a press release or hear a statement from a coach or the player themselves about where they are in their recovery of whatever injury, whatever severity.
Start salivating.
But no, it's the opposite. My throat closes up. And I'm like, oh, dear God, we're about to get another press release in a week saying that this player's out for 4 to 6 weeks.
And that's
really
how
it always goes. And it's not just like the expectations, the way the Doug phrased it to me, it's managing the communication from the team.
Yeah.
But what the hell is going on with these players that have injuries?
Good God, man. Really good.
And that's where my concern goes to. Like, I think when I say that I think there was genuine optimism, I really do think that they felt like he was going to be back for the start of the season. Could they have been more conservative about it? Maybe. Like, I don't know all the dynamics that went into it, but my point is he's not going to be back in 2 weeks. He's going to start ramping up again in 2 weeks.
Give me a hat.
He's going to be like in the weight room. I just wrote a thing about it. It's on our website. I haven't had a chance to tweet it out yet. But like, we can get into some of these quotes. I mean, I straight up asked Billy, is he going to be shut down for 2 weeks now? Because to me, reevaluated in 2 weeks means he's going to be shut down now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He said that no, it won't be a shutdown. They'll certainly shut him down in terms of the running and the cutting, because that's going to aggravate the tightness. But the loading part, the weight room, the treatment, all that stuff, he'll be very, very active. It's like, well, he needs to spend the 2 weeks. So basically, my understanding of this is that he's going to spend the 2 weeks like completely not doing any sprinting or anything like that, letting the tightness calm down in his calf, and then in 2 weeks they're going to reevaluate him and see if they can ramp it up. And if they can, they're going to start ramping him up. That's going to take some time. If they can't, then he's going to have to rest longer. If they can and he starts ramping up and he experiences tightness again, he's going to be shut down for another 2 weeks. So it's like, this is the kind of thing where you do want to be really careful, because these calf injuries, one, can really linger. It takes forever for them to be completely resolved. And two, more importantly, if they're not, that's when it can really lead to more severe stuff. We're talking about like Achilles or tears and things like that. So you absolutely want to be very careful with this. You absolutely do not want him to have something that's looming over him for the entire season, or worse, something that, impacts the rest of his career in a contract year.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, like, I don't see a world where he's like playing in 2 weeks, and it probably will be a month, if not longer.
Well, my follow-up is you're illustrating what I just lived through on CHGO Cubs with Kyle Tucker, a guy who was in a contract year that was a complete mystery of when he was, how he was hurt, how severe he was hurt. And we would have these conversations of, are the Chicago Bulls also maybe trying to protect the player in a contract year, try and do right by the player at the first time the injury happens?
Yeah.
They're like, let's just see how it goes. Let's not call this a 2 or 3 month injury yet. And if he does have a setback, we'll go from there because the calf is so severe. But also you're trying to protect the asset, where if you're trying to flip the guy, you just don't want to come out and say that he hurt his calf in August, see you in 3-4 months, right? Is it possible that they were trying to go step by step, even though maybe they knew the injury was more severe, to do right by the player but also do right by the franchise with the asset?
Exactly. And that's why, Billy says, there's a quote from Here in Practice, and we posted not only an article with some of the highlights from what Billy talked about, but the entire press conference. I don't know if we're going to show some of that here.
We can if you want to.
But yeah, he said it wasn't a setback. I think that I mentioned the ramp up period was the hurdle. He was on the treadmill running, and once he got past that, we'd be able to get him on the court and start running and moving. And basically that's when he said we had him in practice, which we did. He went through the majority of it on Saturday, but I think coming out of that practice, he felt tightness back there. So they tried to ramp him up. They felt tightness. Now they're going to shut him down. And I think that is a recipe that they will recycle over and over until he is ready to go. And we just don't know what that is because these types of injuries, calves in particular, are so difficult to resolve.
Very true.
37 cycles in the chat saying, as a depressed Bulls fan and a physical therapist, I'm expecting Coby to be out an additional 4 weeks.
Woo.
Yeah, it's that again. That's why it's. What's the harm in the messaging being? Oh yeah, we're very optimistic that Coby will play opening night, or even not take out the word very. We're optimistic that Coby. Instead, you say we don't know.
Yeah, I don't get the harm.
Because guess what? Bulls fans are a lot less cranky today with that press conference,
Dude.
especially when you lead them with that first sentence of like, Kobe's doing great, everybody.
Doing good.
Parentheses, second sentence of press release. He's out at least 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
Come on now.
What's wrong with just saying it?
Yeah. All right. We got to knock out our first ad break right there. When we come back on the other side, more injury news on the Bulls front from over the weekend. Bulls missing one of their key big men for the first month of the season. We'll talk about it next. Hit the like button, even if you're cranky about the Bulls injury updates. Make sure you subscribe.
Get better, Coby. You could be good, like the GOAT. You could be great, like the GOAT. But what you want to be is Ultra. Michelob Ultra. It's only one way to do it, and that's with Michelob Ultra. Well, then what makes it Ultra? 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It's superior smooth taste, worth playing for. Michelob Ultra is also the official American beer sponsor of your Chicago Bulls. The superior taste meets the superior game. Grab a Michelob Ultra, Frosty Cold, superior light beer as you cheer on your team, Bulls and Bears. No matter what you're playing for, make it superior. Well, how do I make it superior? That is only done with the icy cold Michelob Ultra. Be ultra magnetic, guys.
Today's show also brought to you by, speaking of refreshing icy cold beverages, RC Cola.
It is.
Let's be real for a second. The world's gone soft. Everybody gets a trophy for showing up. People celebrate going to the play-in tournament and losing. Some people do anyway. Sodas used to have some kick. Now it's all just about pretty colors and easy fizz. I don't bathe normally. RC Cola is not a soft drink, just damn good cola. It's the original cola that doesn't fold under pressure. RC is an OG cola in a world of spineless soft drinks. No trends, no gimmicks, no glow up, no woozies, not even any Awazi, Dave.
What?
Nope. RC hasn't changed its stripes since 1905. You know why? Because they don't have to.
Facts.
It's the same bold, crisp flavor it's always been. RC Cola tastes like a punch and you thirst. So do yourself a favor. Stock up on some RC at your local grocery store. Get it for all of your football Sundays, all of your fall parties and celebrations. Just for watching the game at home. Hey, thanks for coming over to watch the game. You want something delicious? Here's an RC.
Punch in the thirst.
Punch it in your face. RC's the move for whatever you're doing. We're back. CHGO Bulls hanging out on Monday afternoon. Just about 48 hours and change removed from the Bulls opening night game against the Pistons Wednesday, in which they will be without Coby White. And another name, we'll get to that in a minute. But before we moved on from Coby, we did want to play this clip of Billy Donovan, who talked to GOAT and his fellow Bulls beat members after today's practice with his intel on what's going on with Coby. Joey, if you will.
No, it just wasn't a setback. You know, I think that I mentioned to you guys the ramp-up period was, the hurdle was on the treadmill running, and once he kind of got past that, he was able to get on the court and then start running and moving, which he did do that. I think Casey maybe mentioned to me before the Minnesota game, he was out there moving around, running, which is fine. Then the next step was, okay, we got to get him in practice, which he did do, and he went through the majority of it on Saturday. But I think coming out of that practice, he felt tightness again back there. You know, so until he can get that removed, because I think that's probably what ends up happening is once it's tight and he keeps pushing through that, that's where the problem's going to occur. So it's like when he was on the treadmill running, it wasn't like it was a setback. I mean, he's pretty conscientious about saying, okay, this is bothering me, and we stop. You know, it's the same thing in practice. You know, he went through some of it and he said, you know what, he told the medical staff this is tight. So until he can get past that hurdle on a consistent basis, because I think we had talked about the minute restriction for him was going to be hopefully between 20 and 24 minutes, but we're not even at that place right now until he can get on the court and at least play without any significant tightness in his calf.
So that was Billy after today's practice. And I mean, like, that's the other thing about messaging that I was upset about earlier, the day that bugged you about the way that they phrased that press release. It's like, dude, okay, setback. Oh, it's not a setback. And then you use a word like obstacle or hurdle, and the player's failure or inability to get around that obstacle or past that obstacle or over that hurdle, that's a setback. In a player trying to come back and play from an injury that has kept him from playing, I don't care if it's during the offseason, during the regular season, or in this training camp and preseason phase.
Yeah.
Coby's tried to do this, and then got to a point where he stopped being able to do this thing without pain or discomfort. That's a setback.
That's a setback.
And to me, it's like when you're recovering from an injury, when you're coming back from anything, like you do have to go through a certain number of like checkpoints in order to return to play. And if you're you meet one thing and then you advance to the next thing, and then you meet that and you advance to the next thing, and then you meet that and you're not able to advance past it, that's not necessarily a setback in and of itself. But I think when you are thinking about it in terms of the timeline, in how long it's supposed to take for you to get to that point, and you can't do it within that time frame, now it feels like it is a setback. So I do think a lot of it is just semantics. And the reason why I had been not really like sounding any alarm bells is because of how, when we talk to Billy, that's the tone he uses. He's saying he's going to be back for the last preseason game, or, oh, he's not going to be back for the last one just because there's only one day of rest in between and we need to get him more ramped up. It's not like he's experiencing any tightness or pain. He's just not in condition yet. We need to ramp him up that way. Like, it didn't occur to me to have any concern. Now the injury report is coming back. They don't have an injury report in the NBA for preseason. That will come back for once the regular season starts. And so now I think that they're kind of having to be a little bit more transparent about like what they're telling us, because that's going to come out tomorrow. But yeah, to me, like if you aren't able to advance to the next thing that will help you get back to play in the time frame that they've originally told you. And by the way, we don't even know when the exact injury happened. I've tried to do some digging on this, have not really gotten anywhere of like, was this on August 1st or was it on August 29th? Like, has he been out for 3 months or 2 months or 2.5? Like, we just don't know. And part of that is because there's not any transparency during the offseason because there aren't games.
Right.
Now there will have to be with the NBA injury report coming back out every single day. And so we'll monitor that. But yeah, to me, like him not being able to come back by the time that you expected him to come back for whatever reason, there had to be a setback in there somewhere.
Yeah, something went wrong. I'm seeing Paul say, not convinced you guys would like, we don't know either. No, I wouldn't like that either because I'd be upset that you don't know. But at the same time,
at least in that sense, it's not
I know there's
miscommunication.
Honesty.
Yeah,
there's some honesty in that.
Yeah,
and then now over here feeling like you done ran me through the BS gamut. You know what I mean? Like there's a difference, man, between you being honest with me and being upset and you lying to me and being upset. There are two different things, man, and two different angers that come with that. One I can take. I ain't got to like it, but I can take more. Okay, you don't know. You don't know what's going on with them. All right. I wish they would know what's going on with him. They should know what's going on with him. But all right, we'll see what happens. But then telling me, hey, man, he's looking great. He's looking phenomenal, all right? Like, he's looking good. He's only one thing away from getting there, and he's right there, guys. Oh, yeah, he'll be out 2 weeks. There's a difference in that, bro. That's why this anger is like this for this than it is for something like we don't know.
Shout out to Andrew McKay in the chat who said, don't call it a setback, whatever, he's not ready. Also, shout out to Forrest Phillips in the chat who said, y'all need to take a deep, deep breath. Sure. Okay. I'm breathing.
Yeah, I also just want to say, like, I think the messaging is one piece of it. The, like, precaution around managing Coby's injury and Coby himself is a separate thing.
Yes.
I feel like we touch on both of those, but, like,
sure.
I don't think that any of us are trying to say, like, we're frustrated at Coby for not being back on time.
No, absolutely.
Obviously, that is not what's happening here. It's more about the way that it was delivered.
Yes.
And frankly, I do think that there was some uncertainty with the team and how much they know about it. I do feel like they were prepared for him to come back, and it didn't work out that way. They've got to figure out how to deal with it next. But, like, I just think it wasn't like there was some, like, nefarious stuff going on at play of, like, hiding things and not telling us how serious it was. I don't think that was it. But I do think that, you know, the fact that he's not ready is, like, a bigger deal than they're making it seem based on the verbiage of this press release.
No, completely agree because of who he is, man, and what he means to this team. Like, we talked about it all preseason. Like, we know how guys are looking right now because Coby isn't out there. We can't judge this properly because he's not out there to be judged properly. So I can't say what is completely wrong with this player or this player or this player because they don't have their full set. Now we're walking into the season with what I just saw in the preseason, bro. Like, the concern level is much higher for me. I'm calm, I'm cool, trust me. But the concern level is absolutely much higher. And it should be. Because one of your best players is not on the floor, man, to start a season in a contract year where it really matters for him. And you know he want to be out there, bro. He understands how big this year is for him and for this team. He gets it. But for him not being out there, it's upsetting. It's upsetting how it was delivered to us. It really was.
Yuta and Reezy in the chat both pointing out a little bit of a silver lining. No Coby shots for the first handful of games. More shots and more touches for Modest.
I thought you meant Lee Patrick.
God, no. Why would that be where I was going? But, okay, so speaking of Bulls press releases that are giving us gray hairs coming into their season opener, we got another one on Saturday. And this one, Joe, if you want to throw that one up, was regarding Bulls backup big man Zach Collins. Chicago Bulls forward and center Zach Collins underwent successful surgery. I'm sorry, what? Who? Huh? Yesterday.
Our goon!
To repair a non-displaced fracture in his left wrist. Collins will be reevaluated in 4 weeks. Further updates will be provided as appropriate. So, your backup big man who seemed to overtake Jalen Smith in the rotation after arriving in the trade for Zach LaVine last season. Looked like he was giving the Bulls some good minutes in the preseason.
Yeah.
Definitely going to see minutes in Billy's rotation out of the gate. Fractured wrist, out a month. At least a month.
Reevaluated in a month.
And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but did I see somewhere in somebody's reporting on Twitter that this fractured wrist happened when he was dutifully taking a charge in their last preseason game?
Absolutely did.
You might have been able to see that better on the broadcast than I was able to at the game. To me, like, these sort of like acute bone injuries are a little bit easier to manage in terms of rehab and recovery than a soft tissue injury, especially one in the wrist. Like, he's going to be able to run. He's going to be able to keep his cardio up in that sense. So I don't think it'll be like, could he be back before Coby? Probably not, but like, there's a possibility just if Coby does try to ramp up and gets shut back down again. Whereas Collins, I don't have any concerns about him in the like reconditioning phase. Right. I think he'll be able to get back out there, but certainly a big blow to miss the first month of the season. Yeah. He's your backup center. Obviously they still have Jalen Smith, who I think will step into a larger role and played well, especially with Vooch. I thought in the 2 big configuration, I can't remember if that was the last game or the one before that. I think it was the last game. So we'll see more of him. And again, it just speaks to the value of depth. Like, guys get hurt. I think last year, like, all things considered, the Bulls were fairly healthy. And this year they're already off to a bit of a bummer of a start in that regard, but they do have a lot of good depth. And it will give other people an opportunity to step into bigger roles. So we'll see exactly how that works out, but certainly missing, Collins played really well. Their defense was awesome with him on the court.
He did.
And he kind of feels like more of not like a long-term option at center, but like certainly a medium-term bridge type of player that they can go to after Vooch's contract expires. Right. Obviously, Collins is expiring too here.
Correct.
But he's somebody that can, hold them over for a couple seasons as they figure out what they're going to do on that front. And a wrist fracture for 4-week injury is not going to like prevent that from happening, but it just gets him and the Bulls off to, a slower start when it comes to finding their rhythm, establishing their identity on both sides of the ball. And production, like, they're going to just have to dig deeper into their bench to get that same production, and we'll see if they can.
It definitely happened, in my opinion, on that charge. My medical opinion. It happened on that charge.
His professional medical opinion.
It was because when he got up, the first thing he was clutching was his wrist.
Yep, I remember
he kept
that.
flexing his hand and wincing in pain and all of that stuff to his wrist after that charge. So I knew you could tell something was wrong with him. Just also showed the toughness of him. For a while, just still being out there for a minute with that kind of issue. But yeah, I think it happened on that charge, man. But it's, again, bummer of a news that you say this about him, because I had Zach Collins down for like leading candidate for Goon of the Night just by the way he was playing. And we talked about his impact on that kind of thing with Dalen Terry when he was like, it just felt so good to have somebody having my back when I was getting into a fight. a guy who can get you 18 and 11, on a good night. Like, he's a real solid backup, and like you said, I think he can, like you said, go kind of fill the void as a starter in case something happens. He can definitely be that bridge that way, and now it's just going to take a while to walk that bridge.
Andrew in the chat saying Collins isn't left-handed, right? Spray some Windex on it and let's go. JK, get well soon. Yeah, that's what my brother always says for a player who's living around the field or rub some dirt on it, you'll be fine.
Right.
But
walk that off.
Look, this hurts. We did see Jalen Smith start alongside Vooch. In one of those preseason games when they play the gigantic Minnesota Timberwolves, and Billy talked to Goat and the Beat about, hey, we might see some fluctuation with my starting five depending on matchups, depending on who's playing well and some other trends. But so now it's like, okay, well, Jalen Smith got a strange spot start alongside Vooch because of a specific matchup. Not to say that they'll see more of that, but now absolutely a brighter spotlight is on Jalen Smith.
Yeah,
to back up Vooch in those front court minutes, knowing that you're going to be without Collins for at least the first month of the season, which is rough.
Does it improve Essengate? Do you think he kind of gets bumped up too a little bit?
Yeah, I saw somebody else talking about that on Twitter after the Collins news. It was like, does this open a window for potentially more Noah Essengate minutes than what he would get out of the gate as a rook? We'll see.
Possibly
maybe
Patrick
there's a silver
at the
lining
5,
there.
Noah at the 4. I think that's a possibility.
Ooh, people keep saying, let's see some modest Noah lineups.
Let's go.
I wouldn't hate it. All right, let's knock out our second half break. When we come back, final piece of news regarding the Bulls roster and injuries, and then we'll dive into our season predictions. Hit the like button if you haven't done it yet while you listen to some ads.
Yeah.
Ba-ba-ba.
Guys, it's getting chilly out there. Brr. Oh, man. What are we going to do about that? You got to have heat. It's got to be right. And if you're going to do that, you need to call Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and it's electric. Oh, now is the time to schedule that furnace tune-up, man. Think about that whole home generator. You heard what I said? Whole home generator. They got you covered on that too, man. Four Seasons, they guarantee same-day installation for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical, and generator needs with no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays. Celebrate! Four Seasons, heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric. They have been serving Chicagoland for over 50 years. They're your trusted local experts. Four Seasons, heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric. Visit fourseasonsheatingcooling.com for all those special offers and money-saving coupons. It's fourseasonsheatingcooling.com, because for all the right reasons, back!
Call 866 Four Seasons.
Silky.
Today's show also brought to you by Bet365. Football betting season is here, and I am a happy camper.
This is true.
Breaking news for Bet365.
What?
New customers can get $200 in bonus bets when you place your first $5 bet.
Shut up.
Yeah, that's the glory of football season, baby. Win or lose that $5 bet, doesn't matter. You're getting $200 in bonus bets either way. And they got something for every pro football night. Thursday night football, $10 safety net bets.
Bow.
Sunday night football, $365,000 jackpot. Get in on that. And Monday night football, we got our last doubleheader Monday night of the season tonight. 50% super profit boost tokens on same game parlays. You can even double your winnings on parlays with Bet365's 100% parlay boost. So what are you waiting for? Player props, futures, in-game betting, whatever you want, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Don't forget that promo code CHGO365 when you sign up to get that $200 bonus offer. Must be 21 and older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. There you go. I'll still know. CHGO Bulls rolling along, talking injury updates, and we've gotten a handful of them as we near that Bulls opener against the Pistons on Wednesday. So we've covered Coby and Zach Collins. The other piece of news, and obviously a lot of Bulls fans bummed about this one, is that the team waived Yuki Kawamura over the weekend. I think it was late Friday after we did our Friday afternoon early show. And then in a coinciding press release, I didn't even have Joey clip the Yuki press release because it's just too sad.
I couldn't do it. I refused, actually. I just declined.
Couldn't do it.
I love you.
Coinciding move is Trentyn Flowers was added to the roster on a two-way contract per the team. Signed with the Clippers as an undrafted free agent after the 2024 NBA draft and averaged 20 points and 5 boards for their G League affiliate last season, as Goat pointed out on Twitter, pulling some of his G League numbers. So welcome aboard Trentyn Flowers, but I think the big headline for now when it comes to that additional roster transaction over the weekend is well wishes to Yuki.
Yeah.
He missed their last few preseason games with what the team was calling lower leg soreness. And, Goat, I don't know what much, if anything else, you can tell us about Yuki other than that, we're all wishing him well right now.
Yeah, mostly that. I can say that the Bulls PR has sort of confirmed with us that there's a medical condition associated with the leg pain. We don't really know much more than that. He was at the practice facility today, so I think he'll be around the team as he goes through whatever rehab and recovery he needs to. So that's good to see the Bulls showing him that support, and we'll see what happens in the future. But for now, they are going to be moving on from him and using that spot on Trentyn Flowers.
Yeah, I wanted to say that too. Much respect to the Bulls for showing that support to Yuki for that, man. We love Yuki, baby. So, well wishes.
I mean, depending on who you ask, this guy, Bulls starting point guard down the stretch of the regular season.
This guy,
and
stand on it.
I mean, there is just so much hype and positive energy around Yuki.
Yeah.
Like, he was the hit of Summer League when we were out in Vegas this summer. And not just because, he's a short player. He's an international player. And, obviously has a huge international fan base involved. But, no, because he makes highlight plays every other time down the floor. He was really fun to watch.
Pure point guard.
He continued to do some of the same stuff in his preseason action before going out with this lower leg injury. And, not that necessarily Bulls fans were expecting him to be in Billy's actual rotation out of the gate this season. But even still, let me get some Windy City Bulls highlights that involve Yuki. And Noah Essengay getting some run. And Yuki throwing incredible passes to Noah running down the lane and stuff like that. It's unfortunate that this is the news. Crossing fingers and hoping for the best for Yuki. And yes, I also will say kudos to the Bulls for letting him hang around and work out and use the team facilities as he tries to work through this, and hoping he gets another shot in his NBA career, because he's such an easy person to root for. And you can tell just from the engagement we get from our CHGO Bulls Twitter account that is anything Yuki related. The sports world loves Yuki Kawamura.
Yeah, as they should, man. He's awesome. So, get better.
Okay, with that,
love you, Yuki.
That covers all injury updates and roster transactions that happened since our show last Friday afternoon.
As far as we know, I will say, obviously, there were some more injuries in that final game. We don't really have a resolution on them. I did see Io taking shots today. He obviously had the thumb brace on, so we'll see how that goes. But
did he have the thumb brace on today at shoot around?
I couldn't recognize it. He was on the far court, so I couldn't really see that well. But hopefully he's ready for the start of the season as well.
We'll see. But yeah, as you mentioned, Goat, they don't do the full-on league-mandated injury reports every couple hours leading up to games for the preseason like they do in the regular season. So we'll get our initial injury report for Bulls Pistons, tomorrow?
I would guess so. I'm looking it up now.
And then we'll get updates on that injury report, every few hours as we get closer to tip-off. So we'll see what happens and who's available and who's not. Hopefully, other than Coby and Zach, we're looking at a fully available slate of players.
Woo.
But it's the Bulls. You never know.
Never know.
Speaking of don't know, we're going to start talking NBA award and playoff predictions on today's show because the season kicks off tomorrow night. Let's start with MVP.
All right.
The biggest and baddest award. They named it after a certain player who's pretty good.
Might have heard him.
So, look, I went back to the well. Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world. Definitely was right there along with SGA in MVP voting again last season. I think the Nuggets are going to be a team that not necessarily bounces back because they still made a playoff run last year and were one of the best teams in a very difficult Western Conference.
Yeah.
But I have no reason to not believe Jokic is going to continue to put up not just impressive numbers, but eye-popping, jaw-dropping, record-breaking numbers as far as production all over the floor in all kinds of ways, and doing so wildly efficiently. So I think that Jokic is going to do that for a Nuggets team that's going to be somewhere towards the top of the Western Conference standings, and I'm picking him to win another MVP, added to the trophy case.
Yeah, it's great when Matt Peck and I are on the same page.
Hey-o.
That's how I feel, too. Everything he said, I kind of echoed that. I can't say enough about the addition of Cam Johnson to this team. It's a huge addition for them. And also a guy like Tim Hardaway Jr. is also a great addition to them because you're not dependent on him scoring that. But when he gets hot, man, Tim Hardaway Jr. is something mean. And then bringing back Bruce Bowen back into the fold. Brown, excuse me. Bringing him back into the fold.
Thinking about the old
Bruce Brown out of retirement.
the Spurs.
You know what I mean?
Shout out.
I compare him to a champion. That's how I
He'd be a great fit on that team.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Bruce Bowen on that. Oh, my God. They be locking. Pulling me in, go. but yes, I got Joker. I think he's going to have a great season. He's already put up eye-popping numbers. He always puts up eye-popping numbers. But I don't know. I just feel like this year, I feel like the points is going to be a little more, and I feel like the assists are going to be a little more too. And Valanciunas having him on the team will also help. I think he'll be a little more rested on this roster, and not making that super deep playoff run. Also kind of helped him in a weird way as well.
Do we have a clean sweep, go?
Joey, can you show me a clean sweep, please?
Clean sweep!
Nikola Jokic also.
We have never done this.
To our friends over at DNVR Nuggets.
You're witnessing history.
What a tough job you all have.
Can I read
Great
you
job,
guys?
DNVR Nuggets.
Can I read you guys the MVP Jokic's last 5 seasons?
Sure.
Yeah.
In 2020, 21, he was MVP. 21-22, MVP. 23-24, he was second. In 24,
Embiid.
no, that was 22-23.
22-23.
In 23-24, he won,
Right.
and last year was second. So he's been first or second the last 5 seasons. Like, we're talking about historical greatness right now.
That is historical greatness.
I think the Nuggets will be better. I think that will make it a little bit easier of a sell
Yes,
if
correct.
the gap between the Thunder and everybody else is a little bit smaller.
Correct.
Shea obviously was incredible last year. He deserved it. But Jokic, I think, deserves it too, and I think he will get it again this year. The other ones I was considering, Giannis, I think he will have a very good season.
Yes.
Obviously,
Wow.
Luka will be right there, but I'm also thinking Wemby is going to be top 5 MVP this year.
Way to be in my
Wow.
brain.
And honestly, he might even be top 3.
Way to be in my brain.
So
well done. Well done.
Giannis, don't think the Bucks will be good enough
Yeah,
for him to win MVP.
His numbers are going to be crazy.
Same thing with Luka. I don't think the Lakers will be good enough in the West for him to win MVP. He'll get votes, but Wemby, I can get on board with that. Speaking of which, Joey, let's now go to Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, do we have a clean sweep on Defensive Player of the Year? Because is it anyone voting for anyone other than Wemby?
There's no other answer.
Because like Wemby.
Yeah, just put up the Wemby, sir.
Put up the Wemby.
go
Is
ahead,
there
put up
another
the
Wemby in there?
Come on, go. Yeah,
there's a Wemby. There's a Wemby.
Bing, 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 bing.
Down the Wemby.
Joey, I'm sorry you had to make 3 different graphics for that.
I love the reveal.
I mean,
This is historic.
like, knock on wood, barring injury, like assuming Wemby plays a 65-game mandate, anyone other than him winning this award would be an insane dark horse out of nowhere upset.
And had an incredible season
Yeah.
that we just didn't see coming, man. So shout out to them if that definitely happens. But Wemby, my guy Wemby. And I agree with you, Fish. I think Ant has a shot at MVP as well, man. I think he's up there for top 5.
So wait, am I wrong that Jordan's the last DPOY plus MVP?
Yes,
No,
Giannis did.
Giannis
in-
did.
Oh,
did it a
Giannis
few
did it.
years
Okay,
back,
okay.
yeah.
So he'd be. I mean,
Jordan,
Wembyama
I believe
could.
Jordan's the first and only guard.
It's Jordan, it's Hakeem, it's Giannis, and I think there's one more.
It is one more. But I think Mike is the
forgetting.
only guard.
Yeah,
Tim Duncan maybe getting in there or something like
Maybe.
that.
Maybe.
Something along those lines.
I'm
Because
forgetting.
the thing with Wembanyama, and just real quick with like Jokic in general, I think the only thing that held him back was just the OKC amount of wins last year, right?
Yeah.
So if OKC wins 67, 68 games again, you already now have the SGA fatigue. So now could swing back with Jokic where the wins
Exactly.
might not mean as much this year.
Exactly. But yeah, for Wemby, I mean, he's going to like have more blocks this year than probably a handful of teams
Yeah.
on the season. Like the way that he impacts the game, it's just ridiculous. I think he's going to have an incredible year. And I'm excited, as Dave likes to say, to watch some greatness.
Some greatness. And David Robinson
Oh, I was going to say
and,
Admiral.
and Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, okay. Bunch of bigs.
Yeah.
Is that-
I'm
they-
sorry, I'm sorry, I did that wrong.
Is that
No,
same
no.
year? Or is
Yeah,
that
no,
just,
no. They're just telling who won that. It's not
Okay,
same
so
year.
have both awards on the resume, but not necessarily the same
both on the
season.
resume, but not in the same
Yeah, that's
season.
what I was getting
That's
at.
still a very
The
short
same
list.
year. Yeah.
It's still
Yeah.
a very short list.
That is some
I'll look up same
seriously
year for you.
rarefied air.
Insane. All right, how about Sixth Man of the Year, gentlemen? I don't believe we have a clean sweep here. I think this award is much more open this season. I went with Tari Eason because I think the Rockets are going to be, again, a very good young team towards the top of the Western Conference standings. And I think based on, especially, we heard some stuff earlier today, somebody reporting out of Rockets practice, that they seem to have their lineup set for their opening night of starting 5, and Tari Eason ain't in it. they added Kevin Durant. I don't know if you recall that. The Rockets' starting five is going to be gigantic because, you got Thompson, you got KD, you got Jabari, you got Şengün, you got Steven Adams. That is a massive starting five. I think they're going to be a very good team,
Kevin
and I
Durant
really
at
like
2.
Tari Eason. And if you are a
7-1.
very good player, first man off the bench on a very good team, that leads to a lot of 6 Man of the Year votes.
Wow, that is brilliantly said. And, yeah, it makes me want to change my vote because I went with my heart. It went with the heart. It went with the homeboy.
It's not modest because he's starting.
No, I went with my main man,
Ayo.
Romy Rome.
Oh.
Rome. Give it some. Give it to me.
He's up there in a lot of sports books as far as odds.
Because he should be, man.
He's awesome.
He should be. He is an
sedan.
awesome player. And he will be really great off the bench. The only thing that was pushing me back a little bit is because John Morant, knock on wood, John Morant deals with injuries.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Often. So maybe Ty steps into that.
He starts too
plays
much.
a little bit more. Yeah. Then that. But if it doesn't and it goes like that, Ty Jerome off the bench is a problem. I rock with my man Romy Rome. I'm rocking with you, Ty Jerome. Let's go. That's a heart.
Who did I go with, Joey? Show me Case and Wallace.
I want you to guess.
Wallace.
Show me Case and Wallace, please.
There you go.
Got him.
Go with the potato salad.
I'm a big Case and Wallace guy. I think he is going to step into a bigger role. Caruso's probably not going to be playing quite as much this year. I think they're going to be a little bit more conservative with guys like Shea and J-Dub and Dort. And I think Case and Wallace has been just basically a defender and shooter so far. I think he's got more in his game than that. I think he's going to be able to start to show it this year.
Okay.
I like that. Three solid candidates. Let's knock out our final ad break. When we come back on the other side, we'll get to who's winning Rookie of the Year. Ooh. Spoiler alert, not a clean sweep. Who's winning Most Improved?
Oh.
How many of us voted for Modest? And then we'll get to our picks on conference finals and champion. Hit the like button while you listen to some ads.
Ads. Chicago Sports Network is the official TV and streaming home of the Blackhawks, Bulls, and White Sox, broadcasting over 300 live games per year. CHSN offers the All Access plan, which is $29.99 a month, that gives you access to all games and programming on the network, and individual team plans from $19.99 a month that gives you access to the games for the teams that you select. You can sign up to watch CHSN at chsn.com, or you can watch via the CHSN app, which can be downloaded on Apple and Android devices, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, and Samsung TV. CHSN is also available on Xfinity, DirecTV, DirecTV Stream, and Fubo. Visit chsn.com for more details.
Today's show also brought to you by Game Time,
Game Time.
the best ticketing app in the industry.
Yeah.
The Game Time app gives the advantage back to fans. It's the hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experiences in a few easy taps. It's incredibly easy to use, and the Game Time guarantee means you can trust you'll get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the very best price. Plus, fees are always included, so you see what you pay before you pay it, before you check out. And speaking of those great deals, they have the Game Time lowest price guarantee, meaning if you find the same ticket, same seat, same event on a different site for a cheaper price, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Plus, your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use that promo code CHGO when you sign up to get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, use redeem code CHGO for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today because you always see what time is it.
Pow!
Pow! We back. CHGO Bulls. We're a little bit longer on Monday afternoon. All right, let's dive back in on season-long award predictions. Rookie of the Year, we don't have a clean sweep because I voted Cooper Flagg. I'm thinking Goat did too, but Dave, who is winning Rookie of the Year?
I went with Ace Bailey.
Your boy!
Yeah, I went with young Ace.
Nice
in the place.
preseason for Ace.
Arius.
Yeah, and the reason I didn't go with Cooper Flagg is because I was just looking at the team that day. I'm not saying that dude ain't gonna be cold, and he probably will end up winning Rookie of the Year. All right, I'm not gonna be shocked out here. I'm not breaking any news, but it's just the attempts and the things that I know are gonna happen with a guy like Anthony Davis being there for his team. He'll be the focal point, I think, of that offense while Kyrie Irving is out. And Cooper Flagg, I'm still going to, give a little time. I think he'll be more selective in how he's doing his thing out there. He'll be more strategic and like, oh, what does the team need me to do on this one? What does it need me to do on this one? Okay, I can do this. So I don't think he'll have those eye-popping numbers games like readily or immediately. I think Ace Bailey from the jump is going to be like green light. All right, there's nobody else there. Shout out Lowry Marketing, my main man. Shout out Walker Kessler, Texas Ranger. But outside of those guys, it's Ace Bailey, man. And I mean efficiency is how that young man rolls. Just watch his last 2 preseason games, man. It was 61%, and then it was 68%. And he did it. He hit 29 shots on 28 dribbles. It's efficient.
Wow.
All right? He is efficient in the scoring. And that is what he's going to do, I think, when he's with Utah, man, is get bucket after bucket after bucket. The green light, I think, will be on him, and I think he'll show up.
I thought, I could be wrong about this, but I think he had left his last game with like knee tendonitis. So I was a little concerned about that. But I mean,
Don't bring me down, Go.
Those first 2 games were incredible. 25 points on 68.8% shooting.
And was talking trash to Kevin Durant.
You know he's dropping a 40 burger on the Bulls in one of their 2 games
dog.
against the Jazz this season.
He's going to be getting
And then 20-7 against the Spurs on 61.5.
insane.
He did only play 11 minutes in the last game, 3 points, 20% shooting. So I think there will be ups and downs. He's been very impressive, and I'm glad I didn't overthink it with him. Like, he was, to me, a clear top 5 prospect.
Yeah.
Some people dropped him down a little bit. The dude's just a bucket. And
He's a bucket, bro.
He's going to be very good.
Yeah.
But I'm still going with Cooper.
Not mad at that.
This dude is just incredible already. You're seeing him in the starting point guard spot for the Mavericks. His defense is incredible. He is facilitating. He is shooting off the dribble. I mean, he's just going to be an absolute star. So
He's a star, bro.
I'm going with Coop.
He's such a star.
Hey, but let's hit a half-court shot. Am I right?
Fine.
Am I right? Half-court shot, anybody, to win a game? Anybody?
Oh, Joey
No.
C.
No, Noah Essengate is going to be great, guys. Don't worry. All right. Most improved player.
Yeah.
Here's where I turn positive.
Oh, there it is.
You know what? This young man said he wants to win this award. This man sets goals and achieves them. I believe in him. Do I think he is the most likely winner right now? No. But I'm still picking him to win it. Modest Buzelis, baby. Because I think the stat jump window is absolutely there.
Yeah.
When you compare it to his full rookie year stats. Because of those early 10 minutes here, 12 minutes this night, back to 10 minutes. Got the hook after 5 minutes in this game.
Yeah.
His rookie year stats across the whole season are not that good. What I think he can do this season, production-wise, usage-wise, I know, I get it. Everybody improves or is supposed to improve from rookie year to year 2, so they're not as likely to win the award as somebody deeper into their NBA career. Personally, I think that logic or rhetoric or, whatever, reasoning is nonsense. Who's the most impressive as far as what they were as a player on the court last year to what they were on the court this year?
Yeah.
That should be the award.
That should be the
And
award.
I think that Modest can have one of the most impressive statistical jumps, production jumps of any player in the league this season.
I actually went back and forth with this, but I landed right on the side of Matthew Peck.
Let's go!
I'm going to go with Modest.
Modest, baby, Modest.
Zealous. Yes, it's a little
He's
music
winning
there
it.
as well. But Modest, I went that way after the Coby news because I started thinking about injuries on this team and how they're biting them already. And I'm hoping it doesn't continue, but I'm concerned about it continuing into the season. If that's the case, Modest Buzelis is going to get the basketball, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to get the opportunity to get those bigger numbers that you're talking about because he will be the guy that has to have the basketball because everybody else will be nursing a few things. Even if those guys are out there, I still expect him to be Modest Buzelis and improve on what we saw last season. But the dude just believes in. Who am I to go against that, especially a dude who is already showing improving about it. So he's talking it and he's walking it, and I'm going to talk and walk right with him.
All right, go ruin the party for us.
3 for
I'm ruining
3.
the party. Sorry, guys. I cannot show you Modest Buzelis. I do think that he is going to make a huge step forward. I just don't think that it's like a national narrative award, I think he'll be in the running, and I think he will improve greatly, but I am not prepared to say that he's going to win the award based on what the voters think. I went with Denny Avdia. This is a guy who had an incredible last 2 months of the season. with Portland, 23.3 points, 9.7 rebounds, 5.2 assists, shooting over 50% from the field. I think Portland's going to be really good.
Yeah.
Their defense is going to be probably top 5 in the league.
Yeah.
And I think he started to show, I mean, again, it was in sort of the March and April portion of the year when like you're not always seeing the best from other teams. So you take it with a grain of salt, but like if he puts up numbers similar to that, and I think the way, especially like that last game against the Bulls where he played, he was just absolutely torching them. He got to the rim at will. He was making all of his shots. Just super impressive. I think they're going to run a lot of offense through him. Scoots out. They got Shaden back. They got Tumani back. I think they're kind of building around him right now, as long as, you know, some of their younger players still haven't taken that step. And I just think he's going to really step into, all-star caliber play this year. And going from non-all-star to all-star is a pretty big jump.
Yeah, that's why I said I was going back and forth, because I honestly was going to pick Denny Avdia. And I completely agree with everything you just said, man. Like, I think he's going to ball out and have a great opportunity to do so. And now he's in a situation where he has a good team around him.
Yeah.
Like, how much of that was just a bad team and having to take those bad shots because he was with the Zards. But now, you know, being with Portland, Chauncey, again, I don't think he's getting enough recognition what he's doing as a coach for that team. But he's doing a great job with them, man. And, yeah, having a top-5 defense, or saying they could have a top-5 defense from what they were, you know, just a couple of years, vast improvement, man. So, yeah.
I mean,
kudos to them.
even Denny's entire season numbers from last year are impressive. 16.9 points, 7.3 boards, 3.9 dimes on 47.5 shooting, 36.5 from 3. Like, those are impressive numbers.
Yeah.
To improve upon those, like, Goat, you see, like, this dude could be flirting with 25 points per game kind of production.
Probably not 25, but like 23.
22, 23,
Yeah.
which, you know, would definitely garner some consideration for this award. People in the chat weighing in. Shout out to our guy Fish, who also brought up Andrew Nemhard, definitely probably a leading candidate this season, being
Nemhard
asked
and
to step
Mathurin.
up, and as well as Mathurin stepping up in Halliburton's absence. And Beef Dip, shout out to you, great name. I want Modest to win MIP, but I also think Giddey has a legitimate shot at winning it as well.
I think so too.
I'm sure you are not the only Bulls fan who thinks that.
Yeah, I don't think he's wrong. I think he's wrong.
You know, yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Okay, with that, we shift to who is left when the Final Four NBA teams are still standing, and who's winning it all this year.
Alrighty.
Let's start with the West, and then go to the East. We had a clean sweep on Nikola Jokic winning MVP. I am taking the Thunder to fall to the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals. I am back on the – I never left the Nuggets bandwagon.
It's true.
I had a subtle, understated bet for them to win it all last year, even though I knew that their depth as a team took a hit.
Subtle.
But I loved their offseason moves. They got the best player in the world. I think they're back. Nuggets are back, baby.
I agree with you with those two teams, but I'm taking the Thunder.
Thunder over Nuggets.
Over the Nuggets in that case. I mean, the Thunder are terrifying. And I really believe they have a huge chip on their shoulder with the way Game 7 ended. And everybody saying, well, you wouldn't have won if Tyrese Halliburton was out here. But they have something to prove, you know, about that, man. And I think their focus is going to be ready. Like, again, this is a 68-win team coming in, man. They're still in their prime. And a couple of them are going into their primes. Like, they're a ridiculous team, and I think it will be a close series. I think it could absolutely go 7. I could see the Nuggets actually winning that, but I'm not going to go against the Thunder just because how they won and being the champions and then dominating the West in the fashion that they did is what makes me kind of want to stay there.
Love that. Go. What do you got as far as your Western Conference Finals results?
The two teams in my Western Conference Finals are also the Thunder and also the Nuggets.
Break the tie.
And I went with the Nuggets over the Thunder.
Yeah, let's go, go.
I thought I was being kind of cheeky with these selections, but turns out not the case at all. You know, this went 7 games last year. I think it was a total toss-up. And I just think the Nuggets got a little better in the offseason. And I think that Jokic is still such an impossible matchup for anybody. So, look, I mean, would I be surprised if it goes 7 games again and the Thunder win? Absolutely not. But, like, I'm kind of hoping it goes 7 because that series was just awesome.
Give us all of them.
For real.
Best of 15.
I just think the Nuggets,
I ain't hear no bell.
they just dealt with so much last year in terms of, like, their coach getting fired and the like chaos of it all, and they won 50 games still and made it to Game 7 of the conference semis. Like, I just don't think they're going anywhere. So like I could go either way on this. I just went with the Nuggets.
Yeah, I don't think.
But that's
wrong.
interesting that all three of us picked the same two teams.
Yeah,
I almost went with the
West.
Warriors. I think the Warriors are going to be really good this year.
A lot of people are sneaky high on the Warriors. We'll see.
The health scares me.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
what scares me.
If that veteran team can stay healthy.
Yeah,
They were just so good after that.
I mean,
Jimmy.
Steph,
they
Jimmy,
were.
Dre is pretty terrifying.
yeah.
And Horford.
And that's right. Finally, they got Horford on board after months of waiting.
Plus,
Still have a Vooch.
they could still make the Kuminga trade. That could be something.
Do you need
Stay
a
by your
Vooch?
phone.
Could I interest you in a Vooch?
Stay by the phone.
All right. Speaking of Vooch, let's go to the East. Are the Bulls in the East Finals? Not according to this Bulls fan. I went Cavs over Magic, gentlemen. You'll notice the absence of the Knicks, who are a team that a lot of people think could be one of the final couple left standing in the East. The Knicks are good. The Knicks had a great showing last season. They've got a stud in Jalen Brunson and an incredibly impressive cast of characters supporting him in that role.
Excuse me.
They fired Tibbs. Okay. He plays the guys a lot of minutes. He rides them hard. Maybe they'll ease up and have fewer regular season wins, whatever.
Nice.
I think that this young Orlando team also made some solid offseason moves.
They did.
I think they're very good.
Yeah.
Paolo, I freaking love.
Yeah.
He is such a talented star in this league.
He is.
And I see the Knicks maybe choking in the second round or just getting beaten by a better team in the second round, whether that be Cleveland or Orlando. I don't know. But I think the Cavs and the Magic are going to be the two best teams in the conference this year.
That's interesting because we saw it happen. With that Cavs team. I struggled with putting the Magic in. I shouldn't say struggle with it, but that's who I was battling between the Cavs and the Magic because I went with the Knicks over that. And as I say before I say anything, before I state anything, you know what I'm saying, about the New York Knicks, I must say I hate the Knicks.
Screw the Knicks.
I cannot stand the Knicks. They can all burn. And I wish nothing but terrible things upon that organization.
You know what? On that quick aside, let's head to overtime here as we wrap things up.
That's how you
head
wrap
to
it up.
allchgo.com if you want that bonus coverage of today's episode and more trash talk on the Knicks, even though we all think they're going to be good this year.
There's nothing to do with my hatred for them. But yeah, I think they're going to be really good. I expect them to be in the finals. They're a finals or bust kind of team, and I think it'll go their way. I just really kind of believe that for them. I think Mike Brown's a good coach for them. I think he kind of fits them really well, like being a guy who's aggressive, but also being a guy who can sit down and have a talk with you, you know what I mean? Knows how to not, play guys 85 minutes.
Right.
He's kind of got that in him, but I think that the Knicks will have that opportunity over the Cavs. I think the Cavs is going to be a fight for them to get there. But I think they'll get there because, again, Donovan Mitchell is a dog. That's what Cole was, dog.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, I think they'll be there, and I think the Knicks.
If your prediction here is correct, Dave, it would make the Knicks it would end the Knicks streak of absentee from the NBA Finals, which is 1 year shorter than the Bulls' streak of absentee from the NBA Finals. The Bulls' last Finals appearance, obviously their last title run in 1998. That scrappy out of nowhere Knicks team in the lockout short 98-99 season went to the finals. They have not been back to the finals since.
That's true. Oh, man. Could end some things, but it's how I feel.
If the Knicks end their finals drought before we do, I'm cooked. I can't take that.
I didn't think about this comment from Mark K, but when I made my selection with Isaac Okoro on the team and a new focus on defense and taking charges, I think the Bulls can win the East. I forgot about that. Can I change my answer, Joey?
You glorious man.
I'll work on the edit right now.
I went Cavs over Knicks. I think that there is a little bit of frustration with the Cavs after the way that their last two postseasons have ended.
Yeah.
I think the injuries were a big part of that last year. I think Lonzo is really going to help them in the playoffs. I think they're just a machine of a team, and I think this is the year they break through. So I'm going Cavs over the Knicks. I like the Magic a lot too. I think they're not quite ready to compete at that level. They're still a very young team. Their shooting still worries me. Like, they've got basically one guy who can shoot, which helps a lot. But, like, I don't know. They just haven't looked great with Franz and Paolo out there together. I'm curious to see how that will work over the course of 82 games. Hopefully they stay healthy. I think they're going to be a really good team, probably close to 50 wins, but not sure I'm there with them in terms of playoff success just yet.
Maybe this is a Cavs-Knicks conversation specifically, but last year, obviously, both these two players dealt with injuries. Who is more important to the Cavs to stay healthy, Darius Garland or Evan Mobley?
Evan Mobley. Yeah, without a doubt. Because that's why they went and got Lonzo. It was strictly for that question that you just asked right there.
The dude who's about to hand the DPOY trophy to Wemby this year.
And also, real quick, I need to change my 6th man of the year vote because news just broke. Ty Jerome is out for 4 weeks.
Oh,
calf strain, he's out.
Oh, no, the calf strain is contagious.
It's out there, man. So
everybody be careful with your calves out there in Bulls Nation.
Bunch of calves, guys.
Yuta in the chat saying, Knicks look like a team that'll always make it to the conference finals but never win the conference finals or a championship. I'd be fine with that. Beef dip, as long as the Knicks get smashed in the finals and it's cool. Man, that would be – I don't know if I'd be willing to risk it, of letting the Knicks fan base get that jacked up about going all the way to the finals before then having their hearts dashed and broken. But, boy, that would be something.
It would be a thing.
I mean, like, even the playoff run the Knicks went on last year, God, their fans are insufferable. They're just the worst.
Yeah. Can't stand them.
We just don't see eye to eye.
We just won't.
We just don't see eye to eye.
So, finals.
So that means I have the Cavs and the Nuggets facing each other in the finals. Dave, you have the Knicks and the Thunder facing each other in the finals. Goat, you have Cavs and Nuggets as well?
Correct.
Okay. Let's start with me. Nuggets are back, baby.
Nuggets are back.
Joker gets ring number 2. And might honestly be like, all right, y'all, I'm going to go play with my horses now. But I think he doesn't do that until he gets at least a second ring.
Yeah.
I think that happens this year with that beefed up and improved Nugget squad, getting a piece of their championship team from 2023 or 2024, back in the fold. Or was it 23? Shoot, yeah. Just then Celtics happened and then Thunder happened.
Yes, that is correct.
Crazy. Oh, my God, time flies. Yeah. I like the Nuggets, man. I think Joker, having the MVP, will be their edge in the series over Cleveland.
Right on. Thunder and Knicks, I mean, like I said, man,
you can't
the Knicks,
can you?
I like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? But come on, Matt. Yeah, know it's going to stop somewhere.
The Knicks to win the title.
Give me the Thunder.
Yeah, okay.
Are you kidding? You think I'm picking the Knicks to win it all? Never! Ever is that going to happen? Yeah, I can pick you to go to the finals. Yeah, I can do all that. Pick you to win everything? Sweet. Thunder in 3.
They just quit for game 4.
They go tap.
If the finals was Thunder and Knicks, I would also pick Thunder in 3.
It's over, man.
But mine was Nuggets and Cavs. I'm also going Nuggets.
Okay.
Wow.
I think this is the year of Jokic redemption.
I'm about that.
With the MVP and the title.
I'm about that. Nothing wrong with that, man. That'd be cool.
We shall see what happens, but there are the picks. On tomorrow's episode, we've still got some time to preview before the Bull season kicks off Wednesday night. So we're going to dive deeper into where we see the Bulls in the Eastern Conference, where they'll stack up this year. We're going to try and project the entire Eastern Conference standings from 1 all the way through 15 on tomorrow's show. As
just
well,
got a little bit harder now that Coby's out.
It's going to be a little bit harder now with all these various injury updates. Plus, we will make our picks for the Bulls season-long awards. Who will the Bulls MVP be? Modest Buzelis. Who will the Bulls most improved player be? Modest Buzelis. And all that jazz. Who will the Bulls coach of the year be? Modest Buzelis.
I forgot to say this at the top of the show.
Sure.
But I want to send congratulations to my nephew and his beautiful wife who were married this weekend.
Hey!
My nephew CJ.
Mazel
Shout out to Alyssa. It was a beautiful, amazing wedding. I love both of y'all very, very much, man. I was very proud to be there and to sit there and to watch that. It was amazing. One of the best weekends I've had in a long while. And it was definitely because of that, watching that happen and being with the family like that.
That's awesome.
Incredible time. Wish y'all nothing but the best in your future endeavors, man. Shout out to Alyssa's family and everything as well. They were great people. But yeah, CJ, I love you. I'm proud of you, bro. Yeah, congratulations to you both.
We actually have live audio from your speech at the wedding.
Okay. Bulls win! That's about right. That's about right. Yeah, that's
beautiful,
about right.
beautiful words.
It's fair.
Man.
Thank you, man.
Beautiful.
From the heart.
Yeah,
from the heart.
I believe it.
Yeah, it's right there.
I don't think Dave was shouting that after the Zach Collins injury update, though, when he was in the middle of his wedding toast.
Oh, man. What?
Oh my God!
Hi, Jerome.
Now the first sentence of Kobe's injury press release may have been along the same wedding vibes of like, hey, everything's all good and gravy and wonderful.
Oh, man.
Things coming along nicely at this here wedding reception and with Coby White's calf. Just kidding. Wedding canceled.
Yeah.
Kobe's out.
There was a lot of Bulls conversation happening.
We will reevaluate the wedding in 2 weeks.
I hope you didn't let the Bulls infiltrate the wedding vibes too much.
No, I mean, people wanted to talk Bulls with me and things, and I had to bring them down a little bit of some expectations.
Let's all bask in the glory of our loved ones being married.
Let's just vibe with the real
that Bulls
love
talk
right
for
here.
Monday.
But that's like breathing though to us. It's talking about sports, man.
Exactly.
But yeah, man. Yeah.
All right, well, we'll be back
Bulls.
tomorrow, same time, same place, 4:30 Central, a live episode, making some more predictions as we landscape the East and make some predictions for the Bulls squad this season. In the meantime, read Goat Stuff, allchgo.com. Got a diehard piece about Ayo Dosunmu dropping tomorrow. Yes?
Yes.
Boom. Time to become a diehard. Get the excellent intel on Goat's most recent chat with Ayo. Big day, bow, BAWL Sports. I'm Bulls_Peck. We are CHGO_Bulls. Shout out to our guy, King of Controls, Joey C.
Hey.
We both got with some scat.
Joey C. Can't
Spell
spell scat without the C.
Get
Joey
your bets
C.
in. Enjoy Monday Night Football. Have a great night. We'll talk to you tomorrow. See Red, be good, Bulls Nation.
Love y'all, man. Peace.
Be